Kim Jurgens is joining me in studio now. She's a regular contributor on Parent24 and a volunteer at La Leche League. Kim, thank you for sitting down with me.
Pleasure.
Well, why don't you tell me about La Leche League? What is it?
It's a volunteer organization. It's been around for about 55 years and we're in about 70 countries. It was started by 7 women in about the 1950s, I think, and they wanted to breastfeed their children, and they were breastfeeding in a park and were approached by a lot of women who wanted to breastfeed in a time when bottle feeding was very much the norm. And they really started this international organization to help mothers breastfeed, to give support to breastfeeding mothers and help them overcome difficulties.
Great. Well, that's what we're sitting down today to talk about, is breastfeeding. Now, I think new mothers are always concerned about the pain. You always hear it's going to be this painful experience. Do you have any tips for easing into it or avoiding the pain completely?
Yes, definitely. Pain is not normal. It's a sign that there is a problem. If a mother experiences pain, please don't think you have to suffer through it, or that it's normal, or that it's just going to go away. Get help. Phone La Leche League, phone an international board certified lactation consultant. Definitely don't just suffer through it.
So pain isn't normal?
It's not normal at all. It's a sign of a problem. Most times it is a latching problem where the baby is perhaps just not positioned quite right, and sometimes it's a tiny little adjustment to the way mom is holding her baby that needs to be made, and sometimes to the way they're lying. Sometimes they just need a bigger nest of pillows. Other times it's something slightly bigger, because mom and baby are both still learning. Rarely it's a case of a baby with a tongue tie, or even a case of thrush in mom and baby, but most often it's just a simple positioning and latching problem, baby not opening their mouth wide enough. And there are definitely things that can be done to avoid the pain. First of all would be getting as much information as you can while you're still pregnant, reading a book like The Womanly Art of Breastfeeding, going to La Leche League meetings, talking to other breastfeeding mothers, watching other breastfeeding mothers breastfeed, because sometimes a mother has never seen that and she will automatically hold a baby in a bottle feeding position, which is sort of away from her like that, whereas a breastfed baby, you want their tummy against your tummy, you want to bring them up to the height of your breast, and you want to bring baby to the breast, not breast to the baby. And it can help as well to lay back and not touch the back of baby's head, and let them sort of move their head and bob up and down until they find the breast. And it also helps just to hold your breast so that your baby can actually get a mouthful of it, just like you would take a hamburger and squash it down to take a big bite. You do the same with your breast so that the baby can get it. That baby's little mouth is tiny, and it's a large breast they have to get a hold of. And keep their chin down and let them take a nice big mouthful. If you touch their lips with your nipple, baby will open up their mouth like a big yawn, like a baby bird about to take a mouthful. They only do it for a second, but that's your chance. You pull them right on really quickly. And if it hurts, you put your pinky finger in, delatch them, take them off, try again. It also helps to feed your baby really frequently, because then they're not ravenously hungry, and so they'll take the breast more gently, and you've got more time to take them off and on and off and on and off and on until you get it right. And if your nipple actually cracks, it's a sign that there's been damage and you desperately need help. And you can be free of pain fairly quickly, because once the baby's latched on correctly, they're not going to be pressing down on the cracked and sore bits. So although it'll still be sore for a few days as everything eases up, it's not going to be so painful at any other feeds after you've got the latching right. The other thing as well is that it is normal to have a little bit of tenderness the first few seconds of every feed for the first few days, because your tissue, it's actually got to stretch, and it's an uncomfortable feeling that you're not used to. But if your toes curl in pain, something's wrong.
Okay.
And you need to fix it.
I think you've just relieved a lot of people who...
I hope so.